Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel where we try to make sense of things on the internet with humor and my version of common sense, which may not be your version of common sense. So, I don't know, work it out. Today we have the part 3 video of alpha versus beta men. Question that they discussed today is, am I great at sex? Not me, them. Are they great at sex? And can a man be friends with an attractive woman? If you didn't watch the first two parts, well, you can get them here on these links on the screen, or you can get them down below in the description. All right, let's get into this one.
I am great at sex.
Prove it.
right now.
Bro, this was a chance to redeem yourself.
And this is where everything in this whole conversation takes a complete turn, where they just start broing out. And the guys are just start joking around and being silly with each other, and it don't matter if you're alpha or beta, they all connect on one thing. We all love sex, and we all love laughing, and we're all dudes, and we're just hanging out. That's literally what happens. It becomes like some bro fest.
I would say, I think the fact that we have a woman who keeps coming back or who keeps wanting it, I think that, that's a sign that she thinks you're great at sex. I will say, though, I'm better at sex with women I care about.
Partners like comfortability, what they like, what they don't like, and things, and that's how you make sex a lot better instead of like sleeping with random.
1,000%. Plus, you love them.
Right.
Like, so you knew if you were gonna die today and you could have sex with one person before you die, it would be that person.
Focus so much on like what they like as well, like you're kind of there to like pleasure them, because you care about them so much.
Right.
Which is why like you would hyperfixate on like what do they like, what they don't like.
And like, for instance, it's so true that you said that, because my wife and I, we have this thing we call the love menu. Okay, why did we invent the love menu? We invented the love menu because we have 3 children, and they're only 2 years apart. They're in the mid-20s now, but think about it. 2, 4, 6 at home, and I'm working, and she's doing her thing. Here's the appetizers. I might not be ready for the full course tonight, but here's your appetizer, because I know you like this, or here is your dessert, or here's your main course meal, and we broke it into those things. So when we do come to each other and we need that connection, it's not just like, I'm tired, I don't feel like it. It's kind of like, well, what's going to happen? We have a full course meal tonight, or we're just going to have some appetizers?
So I love that care that you demonstrate with that.
I'm interested in what you had to say. You've been very quiet on this one. You've been usually like...
All he said was, look at the receipts, he knows it.
That you should come in confidently, and I do find by and largely, it's kind of like you could have the alpha beta argument. I do that thinking coming in kind of in a dominant way. There's a reason 50 Shades of Grey is so popular. There's a reason it's the most read book of all time. There's a reason there's detail in it. And I think you can say so much to a woman in sex without saying a word.
I agree with that energy, that take control energy. And I think one woman does love that. But sometimes my wife likes to take control, and I love it.
Well, get up there, girl. Get up there, girl, and do what you got to do. I'll put my hands behind my head too. Yeah, cowboy. Hey, don't worry.
I don't want to get naked, but I have sex tattooed on my chest. Can I?
Bro, it wouldn't take much.
It's right here on my rib.
Okay. All right. And it's like an old one too. Not even like a...
Like, what is happening? This panel, man. This is such a big difference between the panel with the feminists and the women arguing with each other. Like, they just going off. It's like the feminists versus anti-feminists. Like, fight. Or like so much attitude.
Like such conservative thinking to say like, I don't understand, explain it to me, versus just saying, I don't understand and let me respect what you are saying.
I'm not even a feminist. I don't give a crap about feminists arguing amongst themselves about who's the most victimized, but this is annoying to listen to. I honestly I don't understand anything anybody's even trying to get at.
Oh, brainwash. Like you.
Oh, it's brainwash because you don't agree with me.
No,
so therefore
I've
I'm
been brainwashed.
brainwashed.
I have lived.
Confidence
can't make me
you guys
6'7".
are so hostile. She's sharing her
And confidence
experience
can't make me
in a
6'7".
specific
No, she's
field.
sharing.
And I'd have to go.
No, she's not.
And then these guys just laughing and joking around. They disagree, but they still move on. Like, what? It's like night and day. If you want to see that feminist video, click in the little caption link thing that pops up on the screen.
So is this like an argument with myself?
Tell us why you're terrible at sex. You missed it. He stripped.
No, I did see that. I saw it. I disagreed because I just feel like it's such a typical conversation and belief that every guy believes are great at sex. And to be real, when I talk to my girlfriends, none of them have good sex with guys unless it's like you guys said, your partner. Then you can get better at it, right? And you know what they like. So that's what I mean. Like, I think I'm great with my girlfriend, but if I was to generate and say like I'm great at sex, I'm like, oh. But to say like I'm great at sex, you know, I can bring a dildo in, you know, like it's just like, I mean, I'm nothing against that. Like I like all kinds of things. I didn't mention a dildo. Why'd you look at me like you didn't say? I was wondering why you said that. No, I'm just saying that like. You still looked at him. You look like the type. No, I'm kidding. I didn't get that.
No, I agree. I completely agree with the aspect that, like, honestly, there's always room for growth.
But that's what when I think when that question says I'm great at sex, like that to me tells me you could line up 10 girls and 9 out of 10 you would know exactly what to do.
Sometimes it's just like a confidence thing. Like, I am confident that I can achieve good sex.
Exactly, right. Cause that's what I'm saying. Because the thing is, I look at it like, because you're saying, well, being the best, you know, you can't really say you being the best, but I disagree. I look at it as I am the best, but I'm choosing to be great with this person. And so what I'm saying is I can be really great with this one other girl, but I choose not to. And I do that purposely. And the reason why I do it purposely is because, like I was saying earlier when we talk about friends with girls and all that other stuff, is that women have to earn good dick. That's how I look at it. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm with a woman where I just met you at the bar and we're just hooking up, I'll give you some, like I should say women should earn great, but I'll give her some good. But it ain't gonna be great because you haven't earned it. You're not my girl. You haven't done anything.
You're not gonna go the extra mile for her.
Right? Exactly. I'm not gonna go the extra mile for a new girl.
I agreed with the I agree with the mentality, but then not the statement.
Right, I'm just not gonna do all that for a new girl. I'm not gonna do that.
Who is this dude? Who is Mr. Lucario? Seriously. There's like nothing to say about what they're talking about right now because it's just like, yeah, they're all agreeing and they're all like, yeah, we agree. Sex. Good.
Who thinks that great sex is more mental or more physical? Which one would you raise your hand?
Well, which one? Say one of them.
Who thinks that great sex is more mental?
I mean, I think it's more mental.
Okay. Who thinks great sex is more physical?
You know, I get what you're saying about women having to earn great, but I feel like at the same time,
why is it so funny coming out of your mouth?
I feel like I told you I'm a comedian.
Women should not be in position of power.
Game over. Just like his hand says.
I'm the only one. I think a woman can be in a position of power only by herself, but not in relation to being in a relationship with a man. Because when she's in a relationship with a man, the man has to be the leader. The man has to be the one that's guiding the situation, directing the situation. If it's in any other situation by herself with work, you know, with her friends or whatever, she can do whatever she wants to do.
Clean up on aisle 1. Clean up on aisle 1.
Game over. Your game is over.
I first want to ask, because there was a lot of like has to, have tos, but like not really a reason behind it. Like, can I ask, like, what's your reason behind like why a man has to be in power? Why can't a woman be in power?
Power is such a weird word. I'll say more like the leadership role. And the thing is that a man has to lead a woman. He has to guide a woman, because what happens is that when it's the opposite, when a woman is leading that man, she usually loses respect for him.
Look, there's women for you, right? I mean, like, you're on a different scale. What I would say, some women want a guy like you because they don't want to do anything, right? They don't want to take that position. I'm around a lot of women who don't want that. They're in positions of power, not just in work, career, at home. I know a lot of them.
I think it's really, really important to specify what leading means. And so right now you talked about, okay, we do the chores. Sometimes she pays more, sometimes I pay more. I think it's looking at a really superficial level. I think what you look at in a relationship when you look at leadership and the one that is following per se is who's the one holding down the emotional space? Like, who has the capacity to show up as the rock the majority of the time in a dynamic.
But in the relationship, yes, sir, I do agree that a man should be the leader, he should be the breadwinner, and he should be the one solving all the problems out in the world and emotionally at home.
Glad again that you two say for work it's fine, but when it comes to our relationship, I got to be the one to wear the pants. And okay, let's not say pants. We'll use the person's words. I got to be the mountain that her emotions crash into. I hate to tell you guys, we can be very emotional too. And I know there's a lot of guys in my 55 years that are way emotional than some of these women out here now that are taking charge. So I think that's...
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. They are, but if you notice,
and I don't think it hurts the relationship either.
And if you notice, isn't it weird that nowadays they're talking about all these single, sexless men and all these guys having issues? Why do you think that is?
They're becoming more emotional than ever.
Exactly.
I think women are putting up with less bullcrap.
No, they're not
putting up.
I am not a sexless single guy.
No, I'm not saying you.
No, I'm just saying this. But
no one said you were.
my girlfriend is an emotional rock for me.
That's what I mean.
Okay, that's where these guys, some of them are not getting the fact that your partner is going to support you, and they're going to support you in different ways. Like we talked about before, you have a bad day, she's going to be there for you. That's a role that she can fill in the relationship, just like you fulfill that in the relationship for her. This is normal stuff.
I'm sorry, but I gotta strongly disagree with everything you say. I'm also a breadwinner right now. It wasn't always like that though. She's going through a time and she wants to actually do something for herself, and I totally support that. But when it comes to an emotional, whatever you just said, that analogy, look, I think that's the problem also with a lot of toxicity that goes on, because a lot of men have emotions, you don't know how to express it, and then it turns into this opposite toxicity. How do I know this? I used to be one of them.
Me too.
Yeah, we called it out when you said some woman broke your heart, and then you became a man whore. This is literally how a lot of guys end up in this whole red pill pickup artistry thing on the internet or YouTube or wherever, and they go off the handle. They go too far to one side where they're like, all women are bitches. They only want this. And yeah, there are women who are like that, but not all women are like that. And I don't think you need to join, the MGTOW movement, the men going their own way, just because you had a bad relationship and you got used and abused by a woman. That's just a bad person. Just like there's bad men, there's bad women.
They got issues. A lot of these rich millionaires are the ones that have huge high divorce rates and things of that sort. And I think it's because they're just genuinely unhappy. Is your woman with you for your security, or did they actually like you as a person? And we're starting to see that, women want me at first, but I don't think it ends well, because after a while, they want you for your security. They don't want you for who you are as a person and things of that sort. And that's why we see these millionaires and all these, really alpha males getting high divorce rates, because I think at first it starts off with, security.
Money doesn't make you alpha.
Yeah, I think so.
No, not at all, man.
Not at all. Nope.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm about to say you educate me. That's why I came here.
A man can just be friends with an attractive woman.
Can?
Cat.
No technicalities, bro.
If we're speaking from personal experience, I've met many attractive women, and that's not the only thing that, I'm looking for. It's also about personalities.
I have friends who I would consider very attractive, but then at the same time when I think about it, I wouldn't be able to stand being alone in a room with them for more than 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
You have friends who you consider to be very attractive, but you couldn't stand being in a room with them more than 10 minutes alone together. How are you friends? What? This doesn't make any sense. Why are you friends? This just sounds like people you know.
What's natural and what is possible, I think, are two different things. Is it natural to not be attracted to a very attractive woman to you? I don't think so. But with a lot of intention with it, and your priorities are elsewhere, and you're very intentional with how you're showing up in that space, I think you can do it. And I think that was the question, if it can be done, not if it's natural or not.
But why would you even want to do that then? Because then you're just putting a lot of effort into navigating that, and it just feels why do that? Just have guy friends. Not to mention that if you're in a relationship with a woman, she's probably not going to like the fact that you'd have attractive friends, and she might feel a way about it. So, I mean, that's not all women, but it just adds a level of risk or potential issues that might come up later. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot of gain to be had there.
If I'm attracted to you, honestly, I'm trying to smash.
Basically, he only sees you as a sex object, girls, women. He just looks, he's like, you're hot, I want to smash.
You understand? We gotta have sex, and we have to be in some type of sexual situation, or I don't really want to, interact with you. On top of that, I don't believe in giving women non-sexual attention unless we're in a relationship. And the reason why is because I feel like non-sexual attention from a man towards a woman is very valuable. So I'm not just giving you that just to be friends.
Wow, I think I actually might agree with him on this, but I would say it in a different way. It'd be more giving you my time when my time is valuable and can be spent on my own girlfriend or my own friends or things that I like. It just feels like, but that would go with thinking you are trying to pursue them for a relationship and you don't have any sexual intentions or you don't have any intentions with them otherwise.
I think that men and women can be friends. It's just not because the man wants to. Most often, it's the man is trying to sleep with the woman.
Right.
And he's trying to hang around long enough for her to slip up and make that happen. I mean,
Exactly.
let's keep it 100.
Exactly.
Right? So, can they? Yes. And that would have been the technicality. Like, when I saw you moving, I'm like, but overall, most of the time, you're not going to see a man be friends with a very overweight woman. You're not going to see a man be friends with a very unattractive woman unless there's some kind of financial reward there. So, by and largely, I don't buy guy friends, particularly with any girl I'm seeing. It's like, yeah, right.
I think when I think about it, like, and I had a technicality on the other side because I'm like, yeah, part of me really believes that can happen. But then I go back to my experience in life and my friends, and it's really hard. I was running over there in my head, like, should I sit down? But I was running all these scenarios from life experience of my friends who have said that, girls and guys, because it's not just guys, and it's never worked out that way. It just never is. And I think if you find the person can be, yes, a person can be an attractive person and you not find that person attractive and you be friends.
You have friendship
and
attraction.
That's my thing.
Yeah,
Part of a relationship is friendship and getting along. And then on top of it, you find that person attractive.
No way.
I just think it's a very rare thing. Yes, a person can be attracted to me and you not find them attractive, and I can be friends with that person. But if I'm finding that, or if you're finding that person attractive and you build a friendship
and you connect,
then
you probably want to be with them.
I don't think I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist, but to me, just again, in my experience in life and just knowing my friends and people, I don't know one that has worked out that way.
That's a really good point when you think about it. If you actually like that person enough to be friends with them and they're an attractive person, man or woman, you're gonna want to be with them. That's like who you want to be with. You want the person you're with to be your friend, right? To be your good friend, and you want to be attracted to them.
Again, that's your personal experience, though. Whereas the question is like, can a man, any man, be in a regular friendship with a woman?
Like a real friendship, like they're actually really friends.
Yeah.
And he not want to sleep with her and find her attractive? No.
I think it's BS.
Because like at that point, like we're also talking about like, now we're talking about like what is an attractive woman, right? Are we talking about just looks? Because in this case, like there are people who like honestly don't like have sexual like desires for a woman who isn't like emotionally linked.
I think is she attractive to you?
If you're both single, do we all think that you could be friends with an attractive woman? If we're both single.
Hell no.
Nope.
I don't know.
No.
I don't
know.
Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't watch the first two parts, please check them out in the description below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you again on the next one.